Chicago, July 21st, 1951. The world was given Robin Williams. Robin started his career in stand-up, which led him to starring in the TV show Mork and Mindy, and then to movies, eventually becoming one of the most beloved actors in the world.
You know, I tell you what I'm going to do with this stick.
What?
I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Robbins.
Mr. Robbins? Taking the stick back, Elmo.
He was a once-in-a-generation performer. Brilliant, manic, heartfelt, and impossible to replace. But this isn't a Robin Williams documentary. If you want that, then you should check out Robin Williams' Come Inside My Mind. I enjoyed it.
You have two hair. This hair is sticking up.
Oh, man. How f***ed up is that? Hair sticking up? Shit. We have to do it all over now. This is bullshit.
If you need more, there's also Robin's Wish or the PBS Robin Williams Remembered. This is Good Morning Robin, my attempt to celebrate Robin Williams the best way I know how, by watching all of his movies in order of theatrical release, ranking them, scoring Robin's performance, and falling in love with this guy all over again. These aren't official rankings. I don't even know how that would be possible. They're just my rankings, and I want to stress that my main goal in watching all of these isn't really about ranking them, but to revisit Robin's career and enjoy the ride, the highs, the lows, and the old dogs.
Big smiles, let's look real happy. Today, Craig. Maybe not quite so happy.
First, we got to establish what is a Robin Williams movie. He's got a star in it, and it has to have a theatrical release. So no side characters, no TV movies, and sorry, no Aladdin sequels. Yes, I know he's not in the second, but he's in the third. We all know. I'm not here to help you win trivia. Also, if you have a different opinion than me, or agree with me, or are just visiting Chicago and you want a restaurant recommendation along with what Robin Williams movie to watch after you eat there, then please comment below. I'm a small channel, so I'll see it. Have we established a rapport yet? I think we have. Also, please like and subscribe. I've been stuck at 3,000 subscribers forever, and if I don't grow soon, YouTube is going to force me to commit Mr. Beast level atrocities. Thank you, and let's start our amazing journey through Good Morning Robin.
I'm your one and only X-Spring. See, we got the same bulgy arms.
No resemblance.
We got the same squinky eye.
What squinky eye?
That's gonna be hard for you to see. Oh, we got the same pipe, Pap.
You idiot! You can't inherit a pipe!
Popeye, full name Popeye the Sailor Man, arrives in the seaside town of Sweet Haven in search of his father, who abandoned him as a child. While there, he falls in love with the perpetually anxious Olive Oyl, Hubba Hubba. He befriends the gluttonous Wimpy and ends up caring for an abandoned baby named Sweet Pea. Popeye quickly clashes with the town bully Bluto, who wants to control Olive Oyl and dominate the town. Also, it's a musical.
I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I say. You know what I mean.
And to direct, they brought in Robert Altman, the acclaimed filmmaker behind MASH and Nashville. A deeply odd choice for a family musical.
I would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
He would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Production on Popeye was notorious for being difficult because they shot on an elaborate village set in Malta that still stands to this day. Massive storms and complex set construction put production behind schedule and over budget. I tell you all this because it helps explain the poor sound design, confusing direction, and overall rushed feeling of the film.
Well, better be on my way. Old reservoir.
When this first came out, critics were baffled, audiences were lukewarm, and while the movie did make its budget back, it was considered a disappointment. Over time, though, Popeye has gained a cult following, with some fans charmed by its oddball energy and handcrafted sets.
Overtime. It's fun time.
Watching it now, the biggest issue for me is the pacing. For a musical, there's no rhythm. Songs just kind of pop in and out with little cohesion, almost like they were improvised on set.
He's tall, good looking, and he's large. He's large.
And when doing some research to find out why the songs feel so weird, I found out that they filmed the songs live, and that sounds like a nightmare. That also would explain why so many of the songs kind of feel off.
And I am what I am, what I am, and I am what I am, and that's all that I am, 'cause I am what I am. You got it? I think so, yeah.
But there is actually one song that I really enjoyed. When He Needs Me started, I was floored. I only knew that song from Paul Thomas Anderson's Punch Drunk Love, and suddenly I was hearing the original.
And all at once I knew it once, I knew he
All right.
needed me. And all at once I knew it once, I knew he needed me. It's like a diamond dance, I'll take a chance, I will because he needs me. It's like a diamond dance, I'll take a chance, I will because he needs me.
It makes total sense. That off-kilter rhythm, that unsettling sweetness, that's pure PTA DNA. Williams as Popeye is genuinely charming, and the cartoon-style violence is pretty creative at times. But translating this into live action is messy. The cartoon series depends so much on visual gags that only really work in cartoons, and sometimes look a little off-putting in live action. The cinematography also kind of hides more than it reveals, with multiple things happening in frame but no clear focus, which is something that Altman is known for in his films. But Popeye lacks a firm story and direction, so his style kind of makes things worse.
Go get him, Popeye! My husband has delegated me to inform you that he's behind you.
I'd go with you, Popeye, but I have a shave and shampoo awaiting.
Give him hell, Popeye!
The last 15 minutes are the most fun, with Robin Williams battling a giant squid underwater. It's chaotic, cartoonish, and it finally delivers the energy that the rest of the film lacks. But right when it gets started, it abruptly ends. And we need to talk about the spinach. The first thing you think of when you think of Popeye is spinach, and they save that for the very last scene, and it is unsettling.
Eat this spinach.
This isn't a horrible film, though. I mean, you could really see the work that went into this. Everyone gave it their all to make it, but it's just kind of something that lacked a clear vision.
I found him in Sweet Haven. That is why he's me Sweet Pea. I am calling him Sweet Pea, and that is his name. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Sweet Pea's about the worst name I ever heard on a baby.
Well, what do you want me to call him? Baby oil?
While there are glimmers of charm, Popeye is a messy and strange experiment. It's really interesting that it's Robin Williams' big screen debut, but I don't think I'm going to be rushing back to rewatch this one. It's the first film in my ranking, so it's in first place now. We'll see how this fares against others. I'm also going to be ranking Robin Williams' performance on a scale from 1 to 5 stars. For Popeye, I don't know who could do better than this. This is Popeye. Robin Williams' 5-star performance here. I don't know what else you want from a live-action Popeye.
We'll take the house.
Garp.
Honey,
Honey, the chances of another plane hitting this house are astronomical. See, it's been pre-disastered.
The World According to Garp follows the life of T.S. Garp, Robin Williams, an aspiring writer raised by a fiercely independent mother, Jenny Fields, whose unconventional choices make her a feminist icon.
I don't suppose you bothered to get married.
Married? She never even met the son of a bitch.
I didn't want to get married. I wanted a baby.
But a wedding ring, dear.
I didn't need his ring, Mother. I needed his sperm.
No. Don't you dare say sperm in this house.
As Garp grows up, marries, and starts a family, the film traces his personal and professional struggles alongside a series of tragic, absurd, and often shocking events that shape his worldview. Blending dark comedy with drama, the story explores themes of sexuality, feminism, parenthood, and the randomness of life, showing how love and fear coexist in a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable.
My name is T.S. Garp.
What's TS stand for?
Terribly sexy. I used to be terribly shy, but I changed.
This movie is based on the best-selling novel by John Irving, and I bet some of you are already turned off by the title just because it sounds like homework. If you're a Robin Williams fan and you've never seen this, I highly suggest checking it out.
I remember flying. I went flying with Daddy last week.
Are you going to go to sleep or are you going to stay up and think your weird thoughts?
I'll stay up and think weird thoughts for a while.
All right.
It's one of those movies where you could feel that it's based on a book. It doesn't really follow the typical 3-act movie structure, but instead it kind of drifts through the major life events of Garp and his family.
Am I disturbing you?
I think you like to disturb me.
Now, while the film isn't overtly depressing, it does have this certain melancholy running through it. Big emotional moments happen suddenly, almost randomly, so you never really feel at ease, and I do believe that's on purpose.
And since I miss her terribly, I want to be around as many people as possible who feel the same way as I do. I'm going to mourn her death alone for the rest of my life, but right now, I want to share it with as many people as I can.
Glenn Close does an amazing job as Garp's mother, and John Lithgow gives a fantastic performance as a transgender woman named Roberta Muldoon. And for 1982, that was incredibly bold. At a time when men dressing as women was usually a punchline, Roberta is presented as a real, complex human being with warmth, flaws, and pain, exploring those topics like feminism, gender roles, and nonconformity.
I love kids. Oh, me too. I didn't know I loved them so much until I became a woman. If I'd known, I would have had some while I was still a man.
One thing I really appreciate about this movie is no character is presented as purely good or purely bad. Every character has values that they claim to live by, but because they're humans, they mess up. They contradict themselves. Nothing in this movie is handed to you as right or wrong. It just is. Parenthood is another big subject. You see how Garp is shaped by his unconventional upbringing and how that carries over into how he raises his own kids. He loves them fiercely, but love doesn't make him perfect. His mistakes, his impulses, and his inability to control life end up leading him towards destruction in ways that he doesn't fully understand. But the main theme, the one that sits under everything, is death.
The thing is, to have a life before we die, it can be a real adventure. Having a life.
It's the quiet dread running beneath the whole movie. There's this reoccurring motif about the undertow, something unseen but powerful that can pull you under when you least expect it.
Watch out for the undertow! Be careful of the undertow!
One of Garp's sons even mishears it as the undertowed, and it kind of becomes the family joke.
You hear that, Dad?
What's that?
Walt thinks there's a big toad under the water. You know, undertowed.
Danger and death are always there, just lurking below the surface, even for those like Garp's son who don't fully understand it. Flying, or the feeling of flying, also becomes symbolic throughout the story. It's tied to freedom, imagination, and of course death. There's this strange duality where flight represents both aspiration and loss. I think reaching for life that also brings you closer to the end. Honestly, I could talk about World According to Garp for hours, and this is just the first time I've seen it. It's a deeply complex film with a lot to unpack, so if there's any Garp heads out there that could add to any of my interpretations, or if any of my interpretations are wrong, please let me know in the comments. Love to talk about this film. The World According to Garp is fantastic. I highly recommend checking it out, and easily #1 on my list so far. If you consider yourself a real Robin Williams fan, and if you're watching this, you probably are, then I highly recommend checking it out. Robin Williams gives an incredible performance here. It's grounded, human, and full of emotion. And the wildest part, this is only his second starring role. Another 5-star performance by Robin.
And to you, Wes is a god, right?
Just an ordinary man. A little ahead of his time, but just a man.
Wes is an asshole.
Blasphemy! Oh, you'll smoke a turd in hell for that.
Walter Matthau and Robin Williams in an odd couple-style comedy? That has to be fun, right? Right? You tell me. I'll tell you the whole plot. Sonny, Walter Matthau, and Donald, Robin Williams, are two regular guys who happen to be in a diner that gets held up. Sonny catches a look at the robber's face, and when they both try to fight him off, Donald gets shot in the arm. The robber, Jack, escapes. Later, because Sonny saw his face, Jack shows up at Sonny's house to kill him, only for Donald to show up and knock Jack out. They drag him to the police, but the department is so incompetent, they almost get shot trying to turn him in.
And as I passed the 7-Eleven, they started to shout nasty insults at me.
Oh, but sir, I'm not talking pee-pee caca. I'm talking attempted...
He's got a gun! Well, I believe you got everybody's attention.
Jack ends up in jail, and both men try to move on in different ways. Donald starts buying guns, training like a prepper, and spiraling into paranoia, while Sonny just wants to forget about the whole thing. Eventually, Jack gets out of jail, and the two men's wildly different reactions drive the rest of the story. Obviously, the film is trying to make a statement about Cold War paranoia. Sonny represents peace and passivity, while Donald embodies fear, aggression, and the idea of self-defense turned into obsession.
Look at these. These are like little designer weapons, little Chinese throwing stars. You can even put them as buttons, and watch how somebody messes with it. I should. Oh.
In theory, this could have been a clever satire about how fear consumes people. In practice, it's kind of a mess.
Quite a weapon, isn't it? Just looking.
The writing is all over the place. Characters make decisions that would make horror movie characters look smart. The story takes a pretty bizarre detour about halfway through to a cult-like survivalist camp, and by then, the movie's kind of completely lost the thread. You don't care about anyone, and the farce is very wild and uneven. That said, you still got Walter Matthau and Robin Williams, so there are a lot of moments that work.
Donald, you're gonna force me to do something I didn't want to do.
What's that, old man?
Their timing is sharp, their chemistry is fun, and there are a few laugh-out-loud scenes.
Shit! God, that's sick.
What kind of man gives cigarettes to trees?
But those laughs are kind of few and far between. I can kind of see why this thing has been widely forgotten. Most audiences probably reacted to this film the same way Sonny reacts to having a gun shoved in his face. Shocked, confused, and desperate for it to end. I'm gonna have to put this one at the bottom of my list for now. Popeye has heart and a much higher degree of difficulty. It is not even close to the worst film I've ever seen, but it's gonna be kind of hard to knock this one off the bottom. How was Robin's performance? Great! He pulls off an aggressive dunce really well, and he finds small moments in his performance to make you root for his character. And again, 5-star performance from Robin.
Veronica Cohen. I teach Marxism at Columbia University.
You don't look like a Marxist.
I'm not. I'm a humanist. What does a Marxist look like anyway?
Usually has beard, mustache.
The women too.
In Russia, especially women.
The film follows Vladimir Ivanov, Robin Williams, a saxophone player for the Moscow Circus. Life in the Soviet Union is bleak, but when the circus tours New York City, Vladimir suddenly defects in one of the best scenes in the movie.
I defect.
You about ready to get maced?
Oh my God, don't you get it? He's defecting.
From there, the story becomes a fish-out-of-water tale. Now, while survivors felt like it was uncertain about the future, we could see just a year later how much things have changed. Stories about defectors, spies, and culture clashes between America and the Soviet Union were everywhere in film and media. Moscow on the Hudson is different, though, because it's not a political thriller, but a heartfelt personal story about one man's struggle to adapt to a new life in America. It taps into Cold War anxieties while also celebrating immigrant resilience, a really interesting take on things.
You don't like jazz, pal? Huh? He was comedian. He don't care about nobody, huh? Hey, you fuck yourself. Okay, pal? Okay, mister.
The first half of the film is lively and heartfelt. Vladimir's wide-eyed wonder about America is contagious, and Williams makes you feel both his excitement and vulnerability. But as the story goes on, the film kind of loses some of its spark. It leans a little too heavy into the romance subplot and doesn't quite know when to wrap up. The difference between that sharp, engaging opening and the slower, less impactful ending is noticeable. Moscow on the Hudson, it's an uneven film, but it's still really important to Robin Williams' career, and it captures a very specific moment in American culture. The film's heart's in the right place, as it wants to celebrate freedom, diversity, and resilience, and watching it today, it feels like a fascinating time capsule of the Cold War era.
That is 2 Big Macs, 1 quarter pounder with cheese, 6 pieces chicken McNuggets, 2 boxes Ronald McDonald cookies, 1 order McFries, 2 chocolate milkshakes. Is that to go?
No, I eat it here.
Come back soon.
Not a great film, but there's a lot to enjoy, and Robin gives us a fantastic performance. Second best film so far. Scoring Robin Williams' performance is going to be real easy here. Williams studied Russian and learned to play the saxophone for this role, just showing how committed he was to stretching beyond comedy so early, and it really shows up on screen. I gotta give this 5 stars. 5-star performance.
We are going to blitz like Dick Butkus into the backfield of the future and throw a vicious forearm shiver on the demon ball carriers of the past.
I don't want to talk about Dick Butkus at the dinner table, Jack. I told you that.
That's fine, Ellie. But this town is still headed right into the bowels of hell, and only a great victory can act as an enema for its soul.
Ew, that is gross, Dad.
The Best of Times stars Robin Williams as Jack Dundee and Kurt Russell as Reno Hightower. Years ago, in a high school football game between their small town of Taft and their rivals from Bakersfield, Jack dropped the game-winning touchdown pass, and that one mistake has haunted him, Reno, and the entire town ever since. Now, years later, Jack decides to replay the game with the same players, hoping to finally win back some pride for Taft.
All of a sudden, the photographer's boom, 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 Mr. Hightower, boom, 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 and the crowd going, they're calling your number now. Number 12, Reno Hightower! Give me the pose. Yes! Don't forget the teeth. The teeth! Yes! Oh, this means you'll play!
Okay, so that plot sounded really awful to me. For a sitcom plot, that could work. Like The Race from Seinfeld. It works perfectly for 22 minutes.
The track coach called my parents, pleading, telling them that it was a sin for me to waste my God-given talent. But I answered him in the same way I answered everyone. I choose not to run.
But for an hour and 45-minute movie, it's a stretch. So I wasn't exactly looking forward to this one. When it started, though, I was pleasantly surprised at how much they make you care about the rivalry. Taft is the smaller, unlucky town that always loses to Bakersfield by an embarrassing amount. Bad luck just follows them everywhere. And that gives the story a nice underdog foundation.
That was also the first year that Taft Midway Union High School played Bakersfield High in football. We lost, 56-0.
I actually enjoyed the character of Jack at first, but as the film goes on, nothing really progresses, and Jack becomes more of the true villain of this film, literally committing a false flag to get others to join his cause.
We've been violated.
I don't understand this. That's how they work. Confuse you, then divide and conquer. That's how terrorism works, Charlie.
Absolutely right.
As an audience member, you know they're gonna play the game, but so much time is spent trying to convince people to go through with it. You're watching this going, just say yes so we can move on.
You're behind on your mortgage payments. Come on, Jack. And I was thinking if you were our quarterback, we might be able to arrange a little financing for your shop.
So by the time we finally start getting ready for the big game, there's not enough time left to develop any of the other players or give them moments to shine. That's one of the best parts of sports comedies, watching all the oddball teammates come together and become a team. But this film doesn't really take advantage of that. Instead, most of the movie focuses on Jack and Reno trying to win their wives back, which is easily the least interesting part of the story.
You know, you're looking so good tonight. And I was wondering if you thought maybe it was...
God, what a kid!
Oh, my God, Jack!
Who put that there?
Atlanta,
I knew it was Monday night.
Jesus,
Reno, there's entrapment, LA.
Entrapment, Jack. They're 0-17 between them. My God, Jack, get out!
The team's training montage is short and uninspired, and when the big game finally starts, the editing is so choppy, it's impossible to follow or care what's happening. Plays are cut off mid-action, the football logic makes no sense, and the game just feels like an afterthought. There are a few funny moments, like the Moose Elk Club scene.
Motion's on the floor. Any motion according to our chart, it needs a second. Does that have a second? Second. Furthermore, any motion from an outside party not on the agenda as defined by our bylaws requires a second before discussion. We want discussion. Second. Second. Discussion.
Without that scene, I would have put this last, but because of that, it barely edges out Survivors for me. Robin Williams does his best with the material, and he does give a heartfelt performance, even when his character is doing horrible things. Another 5-star performance from Robin here, come on.
You know, I knew another proud young black man like yourself once, and I gave him some advice, too. I told him, wear one glove, just one glove. The rest was history.
Who was that?
Willie Mays.
Robin Williams being directed by Harold Ramis? Sign me up! Initially, the film was envisioned with Bill Murray in mind, and John Cleese was also attached at one point, with Murray as the laid-back guy and Cleese being the over-the-top foil. But casting got shifted, and Ramis later admitted that the polarity changed with Robin Williams taking the role compared to Bill Murray. This is very clear when watching this.
Hello again.
Hello. Bug spray?
Oh, no thanks. They don't bother me.
They will. Take it from me. I'm Island Jack.
Robin Williams plays Jack Moniker, a Chicago firefighter who retires after getting injured and relocates to the Caribbean island to build a resort called Club Paradise. At first, you think this is just a vacation comedy movie, but as it goes on, things get a little bit more tangled. There's a tyrannical local government, talk of revolution and uprising, and land developers trying to take over. Meanwhile, Jack's romantic escapades are woven in, and it feels tonally disjointed. At some point, it becomes a weird hybrid tropical vacation comedy meets political intrigue.
What if the crew wakes up?
They're all at the Marina Bar. Don't worry, I'll be on and off in 2 minutes.
Now you stay here and honk if there's any trouble. Wait a minute. This is helium. God damn it, I brought the wrong thing.
The humor's pretty standard hornball comedy for the 80s, but there are a few moments I need to point out. Eugene Levy and Rick Moranis wander around an island trying to pick up women, and you almost see Rick Moranis's. The film leans heavily on a setup punchline structure.
I heard about this guy in Cicero. Well, he stiffed a loan shark, so a couple of these guys got him. Cut off his arm, beat him to death with the arm, then shoved the arm in a food processor and made a dip out of it. Then they served it to his family at his sister's wedding. And his sister loved it so much she wanted the recipe. It's a crazy world, isn't it?
Because the pacing is slow, the misses become more glaring. But there are moments that got me to laugh, like this.
I could have done the same dive myself if I didn't have this diarrhea.
Robin is a little bit more subdued than usual, forced to deal with a parade of eccentric or bizarre characters. You know, what somebody like Bill Murray is good at. Robin's comedy is more action, while Bill Murray's comedy is more reaction. So unfortunately, it doesn't really work here.
Well, I went a little crazy. I got paranoid. I thought the people were out to get me. Now I know. They are out to get me. There they are now.
The oddest turn? The film ends with war. Club Paradise was a box office flop. The budget is somewhere between 15 to 19 million, and the domestic gross was only about 12 million. Ramis said in interviews that they thought it would succeed, but believed that it had a pretty crowded market. It was the fourth Caribbean comedy that year, and I'm sure the casting polarity shift kind of hurt it. Because of the failure of Club Paradise, Harold Ramis had to wait 7 years before making another film, but this time he was able to get Bill Murray, and that's Groundhog Day.
Phil, this is the best day of my life.
Mine too.
Mine too.
Where are we going?
Oh, let's not spoil it.
Oh, let's not. Oh, I got that.
Club Paradise is just a silly, oddball 80s comedy. If you like ensemble tropical vaudeville, you might get a kick out of it. For me, it's better than the best of times. Not as good as Popeye. Robin Williams' character, Jack, is extremely unlikable sometimes, but thanks to Robin's performance, you still root for him. To me, that's a 5-star performance.
And now, direct from Crete, welcome the silky smooth sound of Airman Adrian Cronin.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll.
If you can't tell by the title of this series, this is the film that made me want to do this. At this point, Robin Williams was a household name, but he wasn't a full-blown movie star yet. Good Morning Vietnam changed all that. It leans perfectly into Robin's strengths, that wild, free-form improv energy blended with genuine emotional weight.
What's the weather like out there? It's hot. Damn hot. Real hot. Hotter than this is my shorts. I can cook things in it. Little crotch pot cooking. Well, can you tell me what it feels like? Fool, and it's hot. I told you again. Were you born on the sun? It's damn hot. What do you think it's going to be like tonight? It's going to be hot and wet. That's nice if you're with a lady, but it ain't no good if you're in the jungle.
Adrian Cronauer, Robin Williams, is a staff sergeant in the U.S. Air Force, sent to Vietnam to run a radio show for the troops. The film opens with him full of optimism. He's enthusiastic. He's naive.
Excuse me, sir. Seeing as how the VP is such a VIP, shouldn't we keep the PC on the QT? Because if it leaks to the VC, you can end up an MIA, and then we'd all be put on KP.
He treats the assignment like a joke, like it's going to be easy, and he leans hard into his charm, humor, and showmanship. But gradually, the uglier truths of war seep in. Through snippets of teletype news and his own experiences, he discovers that this war wasn't what he was expecting. The U.S. government is suppressing bad news. The troops are suffering, civilians are enduring loss. Cronauer can't remain exempt from the reality of conflict forever, though.
I had a guy like you in the field one time. He blew himself to pieces, but not before his humor cost the lives of 3 very fine individuals. You shut your fucking hole! You're in Southeast Asia now, pal. You got your cushy little assignment. There's nothing I can do about that. In time, you will make me forget it.
One of the most symbolic arcs is the relationship between Cronauer and the Vietnamese woman Trin. He pursues her, assuming he knows better or can help, but he misunderstands her culture, and her trauma.
Not comfort for me. My brother, okay, friends. But Vietnam ladies, not friends. Please, okay, not friends.
It's a microcosm of American involvement in Vietnam. the belief that good intentions are enough, that rationality or power will fix things. The film suggests otherwise. The rejection that he faces underscores his limits. He thinks he's safe, he thinks he could charm his way through this, but the environment demands more.
Elizabeth Taylor. She's still married after 6 months. Way to go, Liz. Yay.
That arc, from carefree humor to heartbreak, from outsider to engagement, that's the film's spine. The movie is loosely based on a real person, Adrian Cronauer, and a lot of the film's segments are based on real-life stories of his radio days. Whether it's fully accurate or not, that's besides the point. This film stands on its own merits.
Can you tell us what you've found out about the enemy since you've been here?
We found out that we can't find them. They're out there, and we're having a major difficulty in finding the enemy.
What do you use to look for them?
Well, we ask people, are you the enemy? And whoever says yes, we shoot them.
This movie is easily #1 on my list so far. Not just for the jokes, but for how it captures humor, disillusionment, and the human cost of war. This is absolutely one of Robin's finest performances. The perfect amount of humor and heart, 5 stars, come on.
You mean it was a bunch of guys sitting around reading poetry?
No, Mr. Overstreet, it wasn't just guys. We weren't a Greek organization. We were romantics. We didn't just read poetry. We let it drip from our tongues like honey. Spirits soared, women swooned, and gods were created, gentlemen. Not a bad way to spend an evening, eh?
At an elite all-boys prep school, inspiring English teacher John Keating, Robin Williams, encourages his students to embrace poetry, seize the day, and think for themselves, challenging the rigid expectations of their conservative school and families. Robin Williams delivers one of the movie's most powerful moments, a quote about death, reminding his students and us, the audience, that we'll all be gone someday.
Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
Death is a major theme in Dead Poets Society. It's not used as a downer, but as a wake-up call. You can't just sleepwalk through life, doing everything you're told. Your life is yours to live. You should do as what Robin Williams' character says, carpe diem, seize the day. This is a coming-of-age story about a group of boys whose lives are completely controlled. Their paths are chosen for them. Their parents dictate what they study and what they become, even what they dream to be.
Well, why don't you just call him and ask him, and maybe he'll say yes.
That's a laugh. If I don't ask him, at least I won't be disobeying him.
Yeah, but if he said no
Jesus,
before,
Todd, whose side are you on? I mean, I haven't even gotten a part yet. Can I even enjoy the idea for a little while?
The only place that they find freedom is a cave miles from the school grounds, a secret space where they could laugh, write, read poetry, and actually feel alive. But once they've had that taste of freedom, there's no going back, and not all of them can handle it.
Noxious, you gotta calm down.
No, Charlie. That's just my problem. I've been calm all my life. I'm gonna do something about that.
Where are you going? What are you gonna do?
I want to call her.
I connect with these characters, even though I didn't go to a fancy prep school. I was at the other school in the movie, the one with the football team. I'm basically the guy who mistakes one of the characters for Mutt's brother. That's me.
To the mighty Mutt. To a mighty Mutt. To mighty Mutt. Oh, listen, I gotta go find Patsy.
Say hello to Mutt for me, okay?
Still, I felt this movie deeply because I've been lucky to have a few incredible teachers in my life.
But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.
You really feel for these kids, even though there's a lot of them. And the movie has to tell their stories in these quick, efficient scenes. Some of these short moments are just a masterclass in storytelling.
Is today your birthday? Happy birthday.
Thanks.
What'd you get?
My parents gave me this. Isn't this the same desk? Yeah, they gave me the same thing as last year. Oh. Maybe they thought you needed another one. Maybe they weren't thinking about anything at all.
This desk set scene, for example, says everything about one boy's life without having to spell it out. His parents give him the same gift 2 years in a row, a desk set, because they don't know him well enough to care. He's just another checkbox in their well-ordered, respectable life.
Well, I wouldn't worry. You'll get another one next year.
And then there's the main student, the one who dreams about being an actor. He's played by Robert Sean Leonard. You might recognize him later from the TV show House. His story is heartbreaking, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I mean. If you haven't, you should. It's the perfect autumn film, full of warmth, sadness, and the power of art and mentorship. I know a lot of people that would put this #1 at the top of their list, and I could see why. But this is my list. So right now, I do think that this sits at #3 behind World According to Garp. Robin Williams isn't in the film as much as you probably remember, and that says a lot about how impactful his performance is in this, so that's 5-star acting right there.
Joey O'Brien, Trojan Auto.
What is this?
My business card.
You're not trying to sell me a car, are you? At my husband's funeral? Before he's even in the ground? Are you?
Yes.
Joey O'Brien, Robin Williams, is a car salesman who has to sell 12 cars in one day to keep his job. Okay, not the most exciting premise, but there is potential for some comedy here. We learn that Joey's a womanizer with a mountain of debt and no self-awareness.
You know what your problem is, Joey? You're a pig. And you're a chauvinist, and you have no respect for women.
Well, I guess dinner and a blowjob's out of a question then.
I guess.
Yeah. We'll forget dinner.
Still, maybe he'll turn it around, sell all the cars, learn a lesson, grow as a person. Oh, never mind, this suddenly becomes a hostage movie. Larry, Tim Robbins, storms into the dealership with a gun because he thinks everyone is sleeping with his wife. Joey now has to use his salesman skills to talk Larry down and save everyone.
He says, stay back! We're gonna blow this place and half the block to hell!
Yeah? With what?
M2 plastique!
M2 plastique? You tell him we don't believe him.
Oh, Chuck.
Where the hell did he get that?
Jersey!
Okay, what does he want?
Meanwhile, all of Joey's girlfriends show up, which makes for some awkward timing.
You're screwing her too, and my wife and his wife? How the hell you got time to make a living?
Joey, what's he talking to you, Joey? This is true?
Oh, come on, Lisa.
Lisa? I knew you was doing a Lisa, Joey.
By the end, Joey somehow ends up back with his ex-wife, played by Pamela Reed from Best of Times, or from where you probably know her, Kindergarten Cop. I didn't care for this film. It's not serious enough for you to care about the characters, and it's not funny enough for it to really justify its existence. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I would put this below Club Paradise. If you grew up with this on VHS, then you probably have a fondness for it, but for me, kind of a snooze fest. Robin Williams, again, plays an unlikable character that you end up rooting for because of his performance, so 5 stars, and he's easily the best performance in the whole film.
Wyatt.
It's late. Everyone's asleep.
I'm not asleep.
No. You're awake.
A Robin Williams and Robert De Niro movie about the catatonic patients who survived the encephalitis epidemic between 1919 and 1930, now living in a frozen, motionless state. It's based on the true story of the brilliant and deeply compassionate neurologist Oliver Sacks.
It was an immense project. I was to extract 1 decagram of myelin from 4 tons of earthworms.
Really?
Yes. I was on that project for 5 years. I was the only one who believed in it. Everyone else said it couldn't be done. It can't. I know that now. I proved it.
Across all of Robin's films up to this point, all his characters have a certain Robin Williamness to them. The wit, the charm, the quick-fire humor. Even in the dramatic roles, you usually catch a glimpse of the stand-up comic underneath. It's not a bad thing. It's often what makes the movies work. Watching Dead Poets Society, you're reminded every so often that this guy used to headline comedy clubs.
Now, many of you have seen Shakespeare done very much like this. O Titus, bring your friend hither.
But not in Awakenings. Here, Robin Williams disappears into his role. The wisecracks, the mannerisms, they aren't Robin. They're the Doctor. It's a beautifully restrained human performance. And then there's Robert De Niro. He delivers one of the most heartbreaking performances ever. I cried in the scene where he just opens his arms to hug his mom.
Mom.
Oh, my baby.
It's a touching and deeply human film about the fragility and beauty of life. Much like Dead Poets Society, it reminds us to seize the day, to stay curious, to notice the world, to cherish every small miracle.
You told him I was a kind man. How kind is it to give life, only to take it away again?
It's given and taken away from all of us.
Why doesn't that comfort me?
Because you are a kind man.
Sure, there's a few movie moments, like the undercooked love story. Knowing that Oliver Sacks later came out as gay makes you kind of wish the film had gone deeper into his true story, but it's 1990. I guess mainstream audiences weren't ready for that. I don't know. Thankfully, it's such a small subplot, it doesn't take away from the rest of the film. I'm gonna put this just below The World According to Garp at number 3 on my list. I could also see how this would be somebody's favorite. It's so good. I mean, we still got so many more movies to go, but it's already clear just by these that Robin Williams is already one of the greats. These top 4 films are rock solid, and I could recommend them to anyone. Robin gives us his best, least Robin-style performance, disappearing into his character. Gotta give him 5 stars.
Probably boosts the sales of my biography, though. The public has a fascination with celebrity murders that involve nakedness, bastards.
Jack, I may be going out on a limb here, but you don't seem like a happy camper. Did you ever hear the story of the Fisher King?
No.
The Fisher King centers around 2 broken men, played by Jeff Bridges and Robin Williams, whose lives are connected by a single tragedy. Bridges plays Jack Lucas, an arrogant, over-the-top radio DJ who goes too far one day when he mocks and provokes a disturbed caller on air.
They're not human. They don't feel love. They only negotiate love moments. They're evil, Edwin. They're repulsed by imperfection, horrified by the banal, everything that America stands for, everything that you and I fight for. They must be stopped before it's too late.
That caller later commits a mass shooting, murdering several people, including the wife of Perry, played by Robin Williams. This film follows how both men collapse under the weight of this tragedy, and how they try to rebuild their lives after. It's a story about trauma, grief, redemption, and the slow, uneven process of healing.
Did you lose your mind all of a sudden, or was it a slow, gradual process?
Well, I'm a singer by trade.
If you've never seen a Terry Gilliam film, you're in for something special here. I love Gilliam's visual style. It sits on the edge of realistic but fantastical. Movies he makes like Brazil build such amazing worlds quickly. With The Fisher King, things are a little bit different. It feels more grounded and human than something like Brazil. There are even subtle nods to Brazil and other Terry Gilliam films throughout, as if to say, this story doesn't take place in that dystopian world, but in a slightly heightened version of our own.
You know, boys, there's 3 things in this world that you need. Respect for all kinds of life, a nice bowel movement on a regular basis,
and a navy blazer. Oh, one more thing. Never take your eye off the ball.
The performances across the board, incredible. Jeff Bridges delivers a deeply layered portrayal of guilt and selfishness transforming into empathy. Robin Williams gives us his best performance yet as Perry. You see, Perry is himself, but his mind has forced him to play a character as a way of dealing with such horrible trauma.
It's God's symbol of divine grace.
The holy... Some billionaire has got the Holy Grail in his library on Fifth Avenue.
My thoughts exactly. Who think you find anything divine on the Upper East Side?
Something that a lot of people suffering from PTSD do. You build a wall or you kind of create your own world. He's unaware of this role that he's playing and doesn't fully understand what's going on in the real world around him. I mean, this film has a lot of themes, but the core is Perry and Jack leaving the world their mind has created to save themselves. As someone who's suffered from PTSD for a really long time, I have to say that this is the most accurate portrayal I've ever seen in film. The Fisher King is able to capture that feeling of those unwanted memories creeping up and hitting you when you least expect it. And it's not just the obvious triggers that most people think of that bring them on. Sometimes it's the good moments that your brain decides, yeah, you know what? It's okay to let this trauma resurface right now. Those moments are often the hardest to understand because you feel blindsided by your own mind. Because of this, it makes feeling happy a scary thing, and your mind will sometimes sabotage you from having those happy moments because it too is scared about what might surface.
No! No! Please, let me have this.
This film presents this aspect of PTSD with honesty, empathy, and truth. If you know somebody who's struggling with PTSD, then I highly recommend showing them this movie. And if you, watching, are suffering from PTSD, please know that healing is possible. You're not crazy. Your mind is just trying to protect itself, and things can get better. The thing that helped me most was therapy, but if you're not sure yet and you're just looking for something to maybe read, the two books that helped me are The Body Keeps Score, if you're more of an analytical person, and Walking the Tiger, if you're looking for practical exercises and grounding techniques. Both these books were recommended to me by my therapist. PTSD is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign that you've been through something really difficult and survived. That's strength, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, even though I understand why it does feel that way sometimes.
I really miss her, Jack. Is that okay? Can I miss her now?
I won't go too deep into the plot breakdowns or symbolism here. There's plenty of fantastic video essays that do that already. I just want to say The Fisher King is an extraordinary film. It's funny, sad, surreal, and hopeful all at once. It's a masterpiece about the human condition and the redemptive power of compassion. If you couldn't already tell, this is my favorite Robin Williams movie so far. If you haven't seen The Fisher King, I highly recommend it. And if you end up liking it, then check out Brazil if you haven't seen that. This film is going to be really hard to knock out of the top spot for me personally. We also get Robin Williams' best performance, so it's easily 5 stars for me. It's a crime that he didn't win an Oscar for this. He was nominated, but he lost to Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Eat this spinach.
We have just started this series, and I'm already so glad I did this. My love for Robin grows more and more with every one of these films. Even the ones that I've ranked low on this list, I still found enjoyable at parts. And I've enjoyed Robin's performance in all of them. As you can see, I gave every performance 5 stars. Will that continue? We'll see. Here's what my rankings currently look like here. Again, don't put too much weight into these. Here's the Robin Williams performance for each. See a pattern. This video has covered over a decade of Robin Williams' film career, but we've only just started. Robin Williams was already a pretty big star at this point, but the next set of movies that I'm going to cover launched him into worldwide superstardom. There are a lot of films still yet to cover in this series, and I hope you're there with me along the way. Please give me a like and subscribe so you can get notified when I release more Good Morning Robin videos. And let me know in the comments which one of these films was your favorite or least favorite, or whatever film you're looking most forward to. Thanks for watching.